Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you all the books that I accumulated in the last half of December. The beginning of December, I think I had my Black Friday book haul, and then I did a nocturnal readers box, and then I just uploaded all of my trade away, giveaway books that I received as, you know, from the friends that I traded with. I received their books and I did an unboxing. So the rest of these books that you are going to be seeing in the rest of this video are books that I purchased myself. Yeah, I didn't get any gifts of books. So I bought all these books myself. Oh, and I did a book off haul as well. So I will leave all those links down below if you want to see more book hauls from December. But anyways, this is the end of December's book haul. So I purchased all of these books while I was on vacation and a little bit afterwards. I couldn't help myself and I bought some more books. So I did buy books on the 1st of January, which was the day before I left. And I already put it in this video. But this box here I purchased, I think the day I came back. So I think it was like the 2nd or the 3rd. I bought these books. I don't know why. I did it anyway. But let's open the books, shall we? So this one I'm very excited about. I'm always excited. Oh yeah! I bought these books because I was watching Penelope's videos that she finally posted after being gone for a million years, and she was talking about books that she wanted to read this year, and I was like, yeah, I'm down with reading those books as well, so I bought some. And that book that I was down to read is, oh, let me put the box down, The Iliad by Homer. I own the Odyssey, and I hope to God it's the same size, because this is a kind of a big book, but I think it's the same artist. That's why they were together. And this is pretty floppy. I'm excited. So the Iliad is the first book in the epic poem by Homer. It goes the Iliad, and then you're supposed to read the Odyssey, and afterwards you're supposed to read Virgil's Aeneid. I don't know how to say the other word. Here's a picture of what I'm talking about. I do want to purchase this book because I did read Love in the Time of Global Warming. The sequel to that one talked about the Aeneid, and so I wanted to buy that book because it talked about it. I have a whole video on books that I purchased because I read it in a book. I will leave that link down below or up here in the cards if you wish to watch that, if I can find it. But anyways, Penelope made me buy this. She wants to start this sometime in 2018. It's a chunker. I want to also read it, so I am now prepared. And the last book that I purchased is another book by Grady Hendrix. Now, I saw this, wanted to buy it, and then when I went to the bookstore that you will see soon in this video, yeah, it was like $30, and I didn't want to spend that much, and on Amazon it's way cheaper. So I bought it on Amazon. And that is Paperbacks from Hell, The Twisted History of 70s and 80s Horror Fiction. This is basically nonfiction. It has all the generic covers, like super lame covers from the 80s. I bought this because, one, Grady Hendrix wrote it, and two, I'm looking for more horror to read. And I've only been reading horror, I mean, I've been reading horror since, you know, I was little, but that was like Christopher Pike, R.L. Stine. Then I started getting into Dean Koontz and Stephen King, but I stuck with those 4 authors for forever. I haven't really widened, I haven't really gone out and discovered more authors besides the most recent ones like Grady Hendrix, and we have Josh Mallerman, and what else do we have? Paul Tremblay. So, I mean, those are all coming out that are horror authors that are adult books, but I want more adult books. And this chapter here is called When Animals Attack. I'm really excited about this one, and I think, Erica, if you're watching, I think you'll really like this chapter in this book because here's Jaws, and then of course we have Meg, and it's all about killing animals. So, not killing animals, killer animals. So we have The Rats here by James Herbert. He also wrote The Fog. We have Rabid and the dogs. I'm super excited about all these killer dogs. I can't wait to read this book. If you've read this book, let me know down below. I needed it in my collection. I think it's going to be amazing. Today is a new day. As you can tell, I am wearing a different outfit. By the way, let me get my messy hair out of the way. I went to Disneyland on Saturday and I got a new sweater. I love it so much. It's Jack. It's a hoodie. I have pockets. I just absolutely love it. I went on the Splash Mountain ride, which we usually go on. But this time around, somehow I got so wet. Like, there was waves that were happening from the previous log, and once I went down the 3 different dips, I was so wet. My husband felt bad for me because I was wearing my sweater. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you could see the wet patches all over my sweater that I was wearing before, and so he bought me this one so I could be warm because it was cold on Saturday. All right, so in today's video, and I apologize for looking tired. You know, I figured as I got older that it wouldn't really make a difference. This is just a total sidetrack story. It wouldn't make a difference that if I stayed up late or if I didn't get that much sleep, that I'd be able to catch up, like if I slept a lot the next day. Not the case as I get older. It's just not the case. So in this box, I have more books. This is going to end up being a pretty big haul, even though I wasn't expecting it to be a big haul. So let's open this bad boy up. So I found these on Amazon, and I didn't mean to buy them. I did. I didn't buy them on accident, but I wasn't planning on buying them, and then I did. Okay, so the first book I want to share with you guys is Checkmate. This is book 6 in the Alice in Wonderland retelling by Cameron Jace. This is the 6th and final book, and the reason, oh, look at the back of this one. That's cool. It's the rabbit hole. The reason why I purchased this book is because it has been unavailable for almost a year. I have books 1 through 4. I have not purchased the 5th book yet. This is the 6th one. Maybe there is a 7th book. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think so though. No, it doesn't say it in here, Insanity series. Yeah, so this is the last book in the series. So I had to buy it because it was available, and I didn't want to miss out again. The next book I purchased is Unnatural Creatures by Neil Gaiman. I absolutely love this cover. I didn't realize it was going to be so chunky. That's cool. This is a, ooh, look at that. This is a collection of short stories. It was only like $4, which normally that's not how much it costs. And so I had to buy it. Is there another picture I can show you? The Flight of the Horse. So every story has its own little picture. That's cute. I don't know what kind of stories these are. I'm guessing they're going to be fantasy based, but I really wanted this because of the cover, and so I bought it. And this one, oh, I love it so much. This is the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, illustrated by Andrea D'Aquino? And of course it's written by Lois Carroll. This is the, what are they called? I have this in Pride and Prejudice as well. Reimagined series, I believe that's what it's called. So here are the end pages. There's another picture. Very cool. Down the rabbit hole. So these are what the pictures look like in this series. It almost looks like, not paper mache. I guess it could be a little bit paper mache, but it looks like cutouts, like with construction paper and watercolors. I think they're very cool and different. I enjoy. And here's one more last picture. And then just like the Pride and Prejudice, the ends are painted. In the Pride and Prejudice one, it's just orange with flowers. But this one's way cool. It says, "We're all mad here. Who in the world am I? Ah, that's the great question. Off with her head." Oh, they don't show the end pages, or not the end pages, the foredges, is that what they're called in book terms, I think? But they don't show that before you buy the book. They just show you the cover. So this is a great addition, a very fun surprise. I absolutely love it. Here is the back. I love Alice in Wonderland so much. All right, and then the very last book that I purchased in that set is Stephen King's Danse Macabre. This is a nonfiction written by Stephen King, and I can't remember what it's about. I'll look it up later. But basically, this is a nonfiction written by Stephen King about like horror itself. And I think Stephen King is fascinating altogether. I mean, just the stories he comes up with, and his like forewords and afterwards that he writes in all of his books are always very entertaining. And so I'm excited to read this and learn more about what he thinks horror is and so forth. And look at that. It's like an actual picture of him, but with red eyes. I love it. It's so cool. Okay. You should have seen all of past Missy clips. So let's get back to today's portion of the video. I'm going to share with you all the books I bought in Seattle. My first trip to a bookstore was at Lionheart Books, which was at Pike's Place. I think it was like on the second level. I don't know how many levels are in Pike's Place. And I was very lost. I just so happened to stumble upon this bookstore. The man was so sweet. He had the shop for about 27 years. He was singing. It was used and new books. I asked him about Terry Brooks. He knew exactly where they were located in his store. And even though the book that I purchased was way overpriced, I could have bought this for like $8 cheaper at Amazon. I wanted to support his business because it's a small, you know, mom and pop shop, and he's had it for a long time. Those are always special to me. So I bought, finally, Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. People talk about this book all the time. It's a classic. I've never read Vonnegut before. Some say to start with this one. Some say to start with Cat's Cradle. I got this one first. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. It's very nice and floppy. These are the only editions I've ever seen. So I'm going with it. I kind of made a post for this video, and I'm just now remembering it. So I will leave the video here of the bookstores and the pictures. Hi BookTube, it's Missy, that is Keanu. We are in Seattle. We will be leaving tomorrow, but before we left I wanted to go to at least one bookstore, and I didn't know, but they have a half-priced books in Bellevue, which is about 10 minutes away from our hotel, so we drove to it. That is my other son, Kaleo. I will take small videos of the inside, and hopefully I will leave with a book. I'm so excited! The next store I went to was Half Price Books. That is like something that I hear about all the time here on BookTube, and I don't have one in California, so I was super excited to go there. It wasn't as good as I was expecting. When I heard it half priced, I thought that was just the name title. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together, that if a book was normally, say, $10, then at this store it's now $5. That would have been okay, except the books that I purchased were used mass market paperbacks, so to spend like $5 on that is kind of crazy. I didn't actually spend $5 on these mass markets. I spent between $3 and $4 on each one, but still I would have rather paid $1. We all know how cheap I am. But the good thing is they had books that I haven't seen anywhere else, and so that made up for it being a little bit more pricey. So let me start off with the most exciting find, and that is, let me put these two books down, is the Landover series. You know how much I gushed about it in my book off find because I found the Black Unicorn, which is the second book in the Landover series. I read the first one forever ago. Here's the first one because I found it. It's called Magic Kingdom for Sale by Terry Brooks. This is by Del Rey. It came out like in the 70s or 80s. This is exactly the cover that I read from my library about 5 years ago, and I absolutely loved this world. And my library didn't carry the second book. So when I found Black Unicorn at Book Off, I about died. I was so excited. And then, lo and behold, I find the other books to the series all at Half Price Books. So that was very, very exciting. So the next book in line, I believe, is Wizard at Large. I think this is book 3. Yeah, it is. Book 3, right after the Black Unicorn. Then comes Tinglebox, I'm pretty sure, is book 4. Yep, it says it on the cover. I don't even have to guess. It's actually there. A lot of books don't tell you what the books are. This is book 1, 2, 3, 4. This is book 5, Witch's Brew. The 6th book they unfortunately did not have at Half Price Books. It is called Princess of Landover. I think that's the 6th book. But who knows how long it's going to take me to get through all these. So I'm not in a hurry. I will pick up the 6th book eventually. But I was definitely excited to find these. No one has the Landover series. I've been looking for 5 years. It's either the Shahara series, and that's it. I've just seen the Shahara. I might even be saying it wrong. Here's a picture of what I'm talking about. But that's the only series I ever see in any used bookstore. So yeah, very exciting to find the series that I was actually looking for. The next thing I found at Half Price Books is the Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton, and I talked about this in my 52 books around the year and 52 books challenge for 2018. This was my medical mystery that I wanted to read. I think that's what the challenge is called, and I didn't own it, so yay, I found it there. And the last thing I purchased at Half Price Books was Contact by Carl Sagan. People have been, not people, a person. One person commented on one of my videos saying that Contact was amazing. If you liked the movie, this is 10 times better, which of course is usually what happens with books. So I'm looking forward to that. I did like the movie. It stars Jodie Foster. She's looking for alien life through telecommunications. I don't even think that's the right word.
Radio telescopes.
Radio telescopes. Thanks, honey. Yeah, and she's done this her whole life, and all of a sudden she finally gets a blip on her monitor and actually goes into a space shuttle to meet these aliens, and then something weird happens. I don't want to spoil the movie if you haven't seen it. So yeah, those are the mass market paperbacks that I purchased at Half Price Books. There weren't very many actual hardcovers, and again, I didn't want to spend more than $1 because I'm cheap. So the next bookstore that I went to is called Elliott Book Company, I believe, in Capitol Hill, which was in downtown Seattle, about 2 miles away from my hotel. So that was fun. That I have pictures of. Back to the books that I purchased from Elliott Book Company. The bookstore was amazing. You saw the pictures. It was just nice inside. It wasn't structured like a normal bookstore. There was all these little coves that you could go sit at, and I liked the fact that under a lot of the books that were on the shelves, there were personal reviews from other buyers that came in and wanted to write a review. I thought that was amazing, and yeah, I found some really good books. So the first one I just bought on a whim. It's called The Man from Diogenes Club. This cover caught my eye, and of course, I can't lie, the price caught my eye as well. This nice fat paperback was only $7.99. It was in the horror mystery section. It's by Mr. Kim Newman. I don't know anything about this. And I think this is like book 1, maybe. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because it's strange and unusual, and I like strange and unusual books. And yeah, it says Horror Mystery Science, a collection of supernatural case files, moon landings, living snowmen, creepy fairgrounds, time travel, and several robots. Again, I don't know what any of this means, but I think it's a detective story, and all this stuff takes place. It's a fat chunker of a book, though, I must say. It's 709 pages, and that includes the afterword, so this is going to take me a while. All right, the next 2 books I found were in the bargain book section. Again, this one I bought on a whim. How to Ruin Everything, Essays by George Watsky. I loved this cover because of the writing and the silly title, and I needed it in my life, so this is a nonfiction. And then I also bought As You Wish, The Princess Bride, or Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride by Carrie Elves. I don't ever say his last name. I've been wanting this book for forever, and at one point in time it was like $4 something at Barnes & Noble in the bargain section, but then it went back up to like $18, and it's been on my wish list on Amazon for forever. So to find it for $6.99, I snatched it up. This again is a nonfiction. I love Wesley from The Princess Bride. I love Carrie in general. He was not only in that, but he was also in Mel Brooks's Robin Hood Men in Tights, which is a fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. It's so funny. So yeah, this is my favorite, one of my favorite movies. It's A Princess Bride and Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and Willow. Okay, a lot of 80s fantasy was my favorite growing up. So I needed this in my life. Yeah, so those are all the books that I purchased in Seattle. I did a decent job. Here they all are. They're slippery, so I don't want to try to make a pile. All right, so those are it. I will now show you the books that I borrowed from the library today. We have The Wanderers by Meg Howry. This is a sci-fi kind of reminiscent of The Martian, but not. They are, the astronauts are getting ready for a Mars mission, but the whole book is them preparing for Mars, not actually going to Mars. And some people say it's slow and boring. I don't know. Lala from Books and Lala read it, and I want to read it too. Next, I got a brand new release. It is called The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I just found this last night while I was looking for books that I wanted, or most anticipated books for January. This came out on the 2nd, so 2 days ago. Very exciting that the library already has it, and I was able to get it off of the bookmobile. So this is a adult thriller. Can't wait to read it. It's about a woman in a window. 10 years earlier, something happened to her that was tragic, and then she's, not 10 years, excuse me, 10 months. So she's been stuck in her house for 10 months, just staring out of her window, and now there is a new neighbor, I think, and something happens after that. I have no idea. And then I also borrowed Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, and illustrated by Olivia Lomanek-Gill, maybe? I do own this book in the tiny library, like, edition, like the Hogwarts library edition, but I did want to, you know, get the full picture illustrated edition, borrow it and see if it was worth purchasing, because I do want to own all of the illustrated editions for Harry Potter. But this is like a side book, so I don't know if this was actually, if this is necessary to buy, but I did want to check it out. Alright, so those are all of the free books. Now, here are the wrapped books. I got this from my post office, my postal box, my P.O. box. There we go, my P.O. box. I don't know what's inside, so let's open it up. Oh, yes. It went all the way through. Look at that. Love, love. Oh, this didn't come from my postal box. I bought this off of Amazon Marketplace. It finally came. Ooh, and it's in such great condition. All right, so excited. This is the new Sherlock Holmes novel, The House of Silk by Anthony Horowitz. This is the first book. I talked about this sequel, which is Moriarty, and I wanted to read it, but I wanted to read the first one first. I got this again from Amazon Marketplace. It took a good 4 weeks maybe to send to me. Does that make sense? I have no idea. What is this? Oh my gosh, it comes with a a string bookmark. How random, because it's not like it's deckled edges. It's not like a pretty edition of this book. But yay, I love bookmarks that are already included in the books. I am so excited. This person's going to get a very good rating on what is it called? Amazon. Holy crap. My mind's going. All right. Yeah. This came a long time ago, and it looked funny on the front, but it has my actual home address, so I don't know why I thought I got it from my P.O. box. Alright, you guys have just been waiting for the book outlet haul. I know you were, since you saw the thumbnail. So here we go. My book outlet haul. This was purchased because of Penelope. I was going through my books for the 52 books around the year, and I was trying to fill in for the challenges, and I was going through Penelope's list of books that she's read that I have not read, looking for 5-star reads, because that was the challenge, and you know what happens. So I bought 6 books. And one of them was kind of pricey, but I needed it in my life. So here's the sneaky peeks. Paper, sneaky peeks. I know you saw it. I'll show it to you now. So I purchased Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Whenever I see a book on Lala's channel, Books and Lala, and it's a thriller and she enjoyed it, I tend to pick it up because I trust her opinion and I absolutely love thrillers. And she has a very strong opinion on thrillers. Like most of the time they're 3 stars if they're not good. So if she raves about something because she's read so many, I get excited and I want to read it too. So yeah, this says The Perfect Marriage or The Perfect Lie. I don't know what this is about. I basically bought it because Lala said to buy it or read it. That's what she said. She said read it. The next book I have here is First We Were Four by Alexandra Sorowi. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I do own her other 2 books, which the first one is The Creeping, and you can't see it, but it's down here on my 3rd shelf, one of my favorite books. I also have her sequel, which was The Telling, not sequel. They're not in the same series, just the next book she wrote. The next book she wrote. This is her 3rd book. Again, it's going to be a mystery thriller, a haunting modern day folktale in the darkest sense of the word. Fantastic. That was by April Genevieve Tucholk. So yeah, I'm excited to read it. Lala raved about it. I already love this author. Ooh, I like the spine there. Very cool. So yeah, I had to have it. I like supporting authors that I enjoy, so I try to buy all their stuff. And next, these are the 2 books that Penelope made me buy. There's Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire, and the sequel Down Among the Sticks and Bones, again by the same author. These are very, very short. I want to say they are magical realism. I'm not positive. This one has a spaceship maybe on it. That was the sequel, right? Yeah. The first one, let's see, the first one has, oh, the same thing. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's Tor's brand. You can see it there. Focus. Anyways, there's a little like spaceship there. So these are 1 and 2. The 3rd one comes out this month. I will leave a picture here. Something about something sky. Lala talked about it. Her husband made her pick it out, or her husband picked it out for her to read this month. I do want to read these this month. I'm going to. And Penelope wants to reread these, so we might be buddy reading them in January. All right. The next book I bought was Ruthless by Caroline Lee Adams. She was supposed to be his 7th victim. He may end up her first. I don't know anything about this. I found it on Book Outlet for pretty cheap, and it's a mystery, thriller, murder book. I like murder books, so I had to have it. And then the very last book that I bought, again, is on my 52 books around the year and 52 books. I can never say that correctly. I really, really, really wanted this book. It's been on my Book Outlet like wish list for a while, but it is kind of pricey, but I just did it. This is Dr. Vincent DiMaio and Ron Franskol, Morgue, A Life in Death. I don't know why I wanted this so much, but I do enjoy reading about morgues. I have a bunch of books about morgues and like funeral homes and all that jazz. So yeah, here's some photos from the book. I don't know anything about it. It's nonfiction. I wanted it, and now I have it. And that was it. That was everything in my box. I haven't gotten any Book Outlet bookmarks in a while, which makes me sad because I'd like some $5 off let me tell you. All right, that was pretty long. I hope you guys enjoyed this end of the year book haul. I won't be having another one for a while. I say that now, but who knows what happens in the future. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon.